Hey there, Tiffany here with Years of Beers, and it is another This Day in Disney for July 1st. Already, it's July of 2020. To start off today, we are heading to 1933, and Disney's Mickey Mouse cartoon premieres Mickey's Gala premiere. It's actually released to theaters. This cartoon is a movie within a movie. Mickey Mouse is the guest of honor at the debut of his latest film at the Grauman's Chinese Theater. Caricatures of current Hollywood stars, which had been animated by Joe Grant, include Laurel Hardy, Gable, Mae West, Jimmy Durante, Greta Garbo, Cantor, Buster Keaton, and the Marx Brothers, to name a few. And this was Joe Grant's first Disney credit. Very, very interesting animation on those. Just go watch the cartoon to see that alone. I found it totally different than any of the Mickey cartoons I've ever seen, and I had not seen it before. Very, very interesting and a lot of fun. I think this was a very popular cartoon at the time. Speaking of all the famous people, it probably won't come up again because he's not really part of Disney history, but I'm a big fan of Buster Keaton. I think he was highly talented. I love watching Buster Keaton black and white, soundless films of the time. But anyway, so interestingly, as this short is, the information about it got more interesting when I found out that on September 1st of 1939, when World War II started, BBC television service, right before it ceased broadcasting, this was the last thing that it played, was the Mickey's Gala premiere. And then basically the tuning signals went, and BBC broadcasting did not come back on until June 7th of 1946. And they again played Mickey's Gala premiere that day as well. Really, really interesting. And it just made me think about all the things that we're experiencing with the pandemic, and I know we don't really talk about that a lot on this channel, but back then, imagining, you know, a whole television service like BBC, I didn't really realize, but it was gone from 1939 to 1946, and then to have that Disney connection of playing this cartoon when it happened, when it stopped, and then playing it again when it started, and it's kind of reminding me of our own life and the fact that we're getting to go back to the parks soon, and we've already gotten to enjoy the resorts a little bit, and how Disney has just been a big part of our lives, and you know, taking us out of some of the low times and helping us go into this wonderful place that Walt Disney created, and all the Imagineers to get you to, you know, step out of the world into a wonderful place of, you know, not having to worry about all the things going on. So I know a lot of people, including us, are looking forward to the opportunity to go to Disney World, Disneyland, all the Disney parks, and be able to let our cares and the hardships that, you know, some of us have gone through, I'm sure many of you have gone through, and just enjoy being able to have fun. And so just interesting history there, and I thought it was pretty relevant to today. And then next up, speaking of the resorts, the BoardWalk Inn actually opened on July 1st in 1996. And this resort lies alongside Crescent Lake. It's in between Epcot and Hollywood Studios, along with the Beach Club and the Yacht Club. So I think these resorts are perfectly located for your Disney vacation because you can literally walk to those parks. And it is based on sort of a Coney Island theme, reminiscent of, you know, Coney Island in Brooklyn, New York, but also reminiscent of the mid-Atlantic coastal cottages of the 1930s, and it just really gives you that feel. And I love what they've done with the paintings and the antiques and the furniture. I'm assuming they've acquired all these things. Many of them seem like antiques to me. And I know my mom and I have toured, and our family have toured some of those old historic homes, and to me it feels like that. It feels like it's an old historic hotel, even though it was opened in 1996. They did a great job Imagineering with this hotel. So you can enjoy Surrey bikes and bikes rentals. They have midway games. You can go dancing at the Atlantic Dance Hall, or there's dueling pianos at Jelly Rolls. There's lots of restaurants. The Big River Grill, which is like an American fare. The BoardWalk Bakery, it's so cute in there. ESPN Club. Tons and tons of TVs, so you can watch all the sports that you want and enjoy American food as well. The Flying Fish, we haven't been there, but I've heard it's really good, so I want to try it sometime. It's mostly seafood. Then Trattori al Forno, that's an Italian cuisine restaurant, which actually we did just get to go check out that restaurant when we stayed there recently, and that's something I wanted to mention. We did go as a family to the boardwalk last week, and we have videos up of our experience, so if you haven't seen those on our channel, go check them out. But we definitely do a review of the food there at this restaurant, and of course of the whole experience. Things are a little bit different right now. Not all the restaurants are open. You can't rent Surrey bikes and bikes and things like that. That's gonna take a little bit of time, but we sure had a lot of fun in the time that we were there and the things that we got to do. And back to restaurants and food offerings, there's Ample Hills Creamery, which has unique custom-made flavors, one of them being Sally Seashells. And this is actually a newer part of the boardwalk, but when you go in there, it doesn't feel new. It feels so Victorian, and just, I love it in there. It's really beautiful. Then some of the shops in the actually hotel lobby area, there's Dundries Sundries, and then there's the large store, which is the Screen Door General Store. So we did head over there, and it is big, and there's lots in there that you can get. And then there's actually a gallery, Wayland Galleries, with beautiful pieces of art to check out and maybe purchase. And then, of course, the pool. Okay, our family loves this pool. It's carnival themed, and I like how big it is. You can really look out and see the whole pool area when you're up high, and I'm pretty sure it's one of the better pools at the Walt Disney Resort, or not pool, but slide in particular at the Walt Disney Resort. So that's something we've really enjoyed, and we spent a lot of time at the pool, and we just love it there. We had so much fun when we got to stay there recently, and I love all the Disney different resorts. They're so different. They've done just such a good job, and so I'm sure we'll be talking about other resorts in the future. But that's it for this day in Disney, and I hope you're having a great week, and we'll see you next time.